Make decisions, no resolutions, just clarity. If this year delayed you or forced you to start again and better yourself, this video is for you. I feel like once we hit the last week of the year or the first week of start of the year, people rush into making resolutions. I'm gonna better myself. This is my year. And instead of like fixing the decisions you had made last year or the previous year, you're so focused on creating new ones because you're like, this is the year. You buy a journal, you start writing down your goals, and literally sometimes you just have to end the year with no resolutions. Start your year with no resolution and just make decisions for yourself. Make decisions that are going to turn your life around. Make decisions that are going to better yourself. Because at the end of the day, if it doesn't serve you, it's not worth it. As someone who used to fixate a lot on what didn't happen, what went wrong, what if procrastinating, and just like literally focusing on the negatives more than the positive. I hope when you watch this video, it helps you end the year right or even start the year 2026, inshallah, right. I know when 2025 started, we literally in the last year, the last week of the month, which is last week of the year. God has been good. God has been faithful. He's seen us through this time. So, tunashukuru, right? But truth be told, when we started this year, I know you did, you created a vision board, you wrote down your resolutions, but it's time to be like, okay, the year is almost ending. What didn't go right? What didn't go as planned? It's okay to let that go. Maybe you wanted to get a new job, you wanted to move, you wanted career change, whatever it was that you were so sure you're gonna do in 2025 and it didn't happen. It's time to accept it didn't happen. It's time to be like, okay, maybe we can change a few things to ensure that next year, inshallah, it aligns with what you want for yourself and what God has designed for you. Some truths which are very hard, you just have to accept. You have to accept that certain friendships didn't work out and it's okay. Certain goals didn't get achieved and it's okay. Because there is nothing as worse as beating yourself up. Sasa utadu, what can you really change in a week that you haven't in over 300 days? You know, sometimes I feel like the reason why a lot of people have like end of year like fatigue is because you want to hit so many goals end of year that you didn't earlier of the year, and so you're like really fixated on, I have to achieve this, I have to, because your mind is just telling you tick that box off, tick that box off that you had written, instead of being like, take a moment, look back and see everything else you've achieved. Take a moment and actually thank God for the things He helped you achieve that you didn't even think you're going to achieve, that was not even in your brain. That didn't even make it to the vision board. It didn't make it to the resolutions. It didn't, but you achieved that. Another thing I had to like really learn is sometimes you just have to show up even if the results don't match up with the effort. Um let's say for example you started a business this year and you've been looking at your account and your account it's not giving the effort you put in. Sometimes you just have to accept that and you try again next year. You try again another time, because as long as God wakes you up in the morning, the God who restores shall reward you in time. You need to let go of the habits that keep you stuck. Personally, I know procrastination. You literally have to ask yourself, what's that one habit that has been keeping me stuck? The reason why I've not been making any progress. What are these things that I keep waking up and doing? I know myself, one, imposter syndrome that makes me procrastinate, that makes me think I'm not good enough, that makes me think, why am I even here? Leads me to procrastinate, and I'm like, okay, I will do it next week. I'm gonna do it next week. It turns to a month, to 5 years. Like the perfect example is my YouTube channel. I feel like I don't give this channel enough effort. Like basically I don't show up enough for this channel, and it's all through like procrastinating and telling myself I'll show up next week, I'll show up next week. It's been 3 years of saying I'll show up next week and still no content. So is this a habit I want to, I want to keep? No. Saying no to such a habit will help me make progress. And when you make progress, you feel good about yourself, you're able to reward yourself, and you're able to even take on more difficult tasks in life. So instead of focusing so much on taking that new paper, taking that new canvas, and writing down your visions, your resolutions, first talk to God about it. Have clarity. Like sit down with yourself and ask yourself, one, what's that thing, that habit that I'm not taking into a new year? And what's that habit that maybe you've taken that you can take into a new year because you've seen it works for you. It helps you progress in life. So it's as simple as sitting down with yourself and asking yourself what worked, what didn't work. How did I feel when I achieved this thing that I've always wanted to achieve? And how did I feel when I kept doing the same things that led me not to achieve what I've always been wanting to achieve? And don't forget, guys, like God restores. God is a God of restoration. So even if the year didn't go as you planned, you can choose to end the year by being grateful that you made it to this point. Some of your friends, some of your family members maybe didn't, but you did. And there is the fact that God has still kept you to this point. It means He's not done with you yet. It means your story is not over. If you ask me, I think that's a very huge thing to be proud, to be grateful for. Being alive, you're healthy, you are able to, it's the festive season, so Merry Christmas, everybody. You are able to celebrate it with your loved ones. That's something to be like, okay, I didn't achieve a lot this year, but I can choose to end it with gratitude because I was able to celebrate with my loved ones. If you choose to end the year bitter, it just makes you feel like you're going to cross over, you're going to get to a new year with some bitterness, with feeling hurt. And the way, as much as they say like the finish is like the most important than the start of something, it does determine how you start. So I hope when you do watch this video, this is also to myself because I'm going to watch this back, that you choose to end this year grateful. You choose to end this year with an open mind, knowing that there's always room for God to do more. There's always room for you to do more, and there's always room for you to show up more. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like this video. Let me know a habit you are not taking with you in 2026, inshallah, and in the comment section. And always remember to be kind. It doesn't have to be a nice human. And never forget John 3:16, for God so loved the world that He gave His only Son, that whoever believes in Him, the Son, shall not perish but have an everlasting life. Thank you. Bye.